trying to be fancy, sorry. This is the price I pay. We're trying to be fancy. There we go. Alright. Ta-da! Okay, so this is what I was supposed to open with. Ta-da! Okay, anyways, so I know I just did a live stream 2 minutes ago, but this is the follow-up for today's correct live stream. Today is day 125, because day 124 did not go live on 124. Well, it did. It just went private, not public, and yeah. So now, without further ado, you guys are going to learn the trick from day 124. Okay, so let's go ahead, put down each of the 4 aces. I'll go ahead and perform it real quick because, well, that's what the purpose of doing a trick every day is for. All right, is to perform a trick every day. All right, and then, well, teach it sometimes. Okay, so that's the ace of spades, the ace of hearts, the ace of clubs, and the ace of diamonds, just like so. That's all 4 aces. And just like that, we take each of those 4 aces and place them inside the deck. Alright, now you can see each of them are fully in the deck. Like they're not close together. I didn't fake place them or anything like that. That's for more for my magician friends out there, but for the layman's too, because layman's are kind of smart sometimes. But we tap those into the deck, nice and fair, just like that. But a snap and a wave, and one of these. Do you know what that does? It hurts. But just like that, that's 1 ace, 2 ace, 3 ace, and all 4 aces back on top of the deck. And no, the deck is not a deck full of aces. Alright, you can see the deck is not a deck full of aces. Alright, and so now, this trick is normally shown as the bank robber trick. Bank robber's going to the bank. One stays on top of the lookout, and then he puts out the siren saying the police are coming, and then they all come back to the top. That's not really my style, so I don't like the story of the bank robber. I'm currently working on one. I don't want to put out the gospel incorrectly, and so yeah, I don't want to put out the gospel incorrectly, so I'm working on one that incorporates the gospel into where it doesn't do it incorrectly or incoherently. Alright? I know, it's a big word. Alright? And so now, to learn this trick, you're going to need a regular deck of cards. There's literally nothing special to it. It's a regular deck of cards. You're just going to want to pull out all the 4 aces. Make sure your deck is shuffled too, because that's sometimes suspicious. It's suspicious to your spectators. But, no, make sure you shuffle your deck of cards. Got your 4 aces. Alright? And then you're going to put those face up on top of the deck. Now, when you go to show the aces, you're going to do a special little thing that nobody ever notices. It's so subtle. So when you push off these aces, you'll notice that naturally a small break of face down cards comes off. Well, you want that natural break. You want that natural spread of cards to be about 4 cards. Okay? And you're going to cut it off at 4 cards. And that way, when you close up that spread, you can jam your pinky under that 4th card, and that is what we call in the business a pinky break. Yes. So I'll go over that again, so you can watch from the underneath. Watch. So this is from what the top looks like. Is when I spread out the 4 aces for them to see. A few cards naturally spread off. You don't want it to be like too wide where it's noticeable, like, hey, there's some extra cards sticking out. Just a couple cards. Oh, okay. Like they're paying attention to the aces. That's the thing. And then you underneath, you jam your pinky on top, like you grab the deck. So like you can pull this away. They don't know that, but you do. And so when you square those cards back up, It's an automatic break right there. All right, and so what that break looks like is, let's get it in the camera. All right, that's all it looks like. Okay, you're holding some cards up with your pinky. Okay, now you're gonna grab after that break. All right, lift up and grab all of those cards. And to the spectator, this looks like 4 cards, but to you, it looks like 8 cards because of how thick it is. So you kind of angle it down, because if you angled it like this, they can tell that's more than 4 cards. So you angle it down like this, and then you you show each of the cards. And so watch. So when you do this, and so you kind of let gravity do your work for you, but you use your thumb on this side. You use this thumb because it is wiggleable if you're holding the deck correctly. So it's 1 finger on top, 3 fingers on the side, and the thumb on the other side that's holding this deck. And you're going to pull this card off, all right, and you're going to push it underneath. So I hope that shows really well. You got 4 random cards on the bottom. All right, I got 4 random cards on the bottom. I know I'm only showing 3, but they're back to back with the aces, okay? And so what that is when you're doing this, so you do this movement 4 times, you do this up to here, all right? And you're going to hold the break right there. So it's a natural thing when you flip this over, it's going to catch on your thumb, and you leave that catch on your thumb, but you should be able to pull this away from the deck if you need to, all right? And just like that, you're going to place that card. You should be able to place it again just under that break. Okay, just once again, just like that, and until you show all 4 of the aces. Okay, and so now what you have is 4 random cards and the 4 aces. You drop those 4 aces on top of the pack as you come in. Now this is just a flashy way to do it. If you have a table, you can lay out the 4 cards. Make sure to do it face down, or else that'll ruin the trick. But if you want to do it this way, you hold the cards between your first finger and pinky finger, using the other 2 to support. And then, without flashing, you take your thumb, and it doesn't look pretty, but it is the spread of the cards, okay? And so with this, you just riffle. So you take your thumb and pull down some cards like that. You riffle down the side, place 1 in. So you place the first one in the fan in. And so you'll figure out gripping and adjustments and whatnot. But as you're pulling along, it should just stay in the deck. Okay, now you don't want to just do this. Like, you don't want to swipe it like a credit card. So what you do is you come in, you leave it there. So basically you're releasing with these fingers right here. Okay, and then you do that again. You riffle down a little bit above. You don't want to be in the exact same spot. You don't want it to be like too close or too far either. About even of where you'll notice, and then you'll do that again and again and again. Now, of course, at this point, your spectator thinks that's the 4 aces. All right, your spectator thinks it's 4 aces, and so you spread through the deck. Now, this is for those who try to be beefses when they try to mess up your magic trick and say, "Oh, I'm catching you." They say you're doing a trick with it. You say no. Okay, that's 1 ace into the deck mixed. That's 2 aces into the deck mixed. That's 3 aces into the deck mixed. And that's 4 aces into the deck mixed. But they don't know. What they think that's the 4 aces. But what they don't know is that you already have the aces on top, and so you can do whatever at this point. Now, you could even do an extra subtlety, means move to help convince them even more. Is shuffle the cards. So if you know how to riffle shuffle, all right, if you know how to riffle shuffle, what you're going to do is you're going to riffle most of the pack down, but you're going to leave a big chunk of these on top. Enough where it's those 4 aces are still on top, just like that. You're going to leave that just like that. You're going to leave a big chunk right there on top. Okay? So like this. leave that big chunk on top. Boom. Just like that. And so now what you have is these 4 aces are still on top, but they believe the cards are shuffled. Because at speed, once you get better and better, this is what that's going to look like. It looks like a regular shuffle. See? Alright, and I'll give you a brief lesson on shuffling those cards like that. So you're going to hold it like that grip before, except you're going to have your thumb on top now. And you won't be able to hold it just between those 2 fingers. But just like that. Alright, you're going to riffle off some with your thumb. Pull. I'm going to do this in nice and slow motion for you. Alright, put these fingers here. So now it's these on the bottom, that on that side. The fingers like this and the thumbs like this. Alright, this is what's going to make your table. Okay? The flat surface that these fall onto. Okay? Alright, now if you need a table, that's okay. You can do that. Alright, and then you're going to give those cards a nice big bend. And then slowly release pressure. And that's what will let the cards fall. Okay? Now, over time, once you get better and better and practice, you'll be able to shuffle at speed. And it'll just work better. It takes practice. It takes time. It takes time of dropping cards to be able to finally get this. Now, I'm not saying that'll happen to everybody because some people are just that good. They can learn something and 2 seconds later be able to do it perfectly. Well, it took somebody months. They could do it in 2 seconds. So, with that all being said, at the end, it's just presentation. Yeah, so it's just presentation. You can reveal the cards by placing them on the table one at a time. You could take all 4 of the cards. You could do this. Leaving them spread. Of course, it doesn't have to be perfect spread, but you could place 3 to a table and then pick up the last one and flip all 3 over. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different things. As long as you just find a cool way to reveal these top 4 cards without switching them or anything. That is the top 4 cards. That is the aces. You already kind of figured where this is going, I guess. But yeah. So the whole trick is that you never actually place the aces into the deck. Okay? So just to review one more time, I'll go through it quickly. Okay? So you present the 4 aces. Alright? You present the 4 aces. And then when you flip those over on top of the deck, and you spread through to show the aces, that's when you get your break. That's a natural amount of cards that comes off the bottom. Alright, or off the top. You spread, get your break. I'll hold this here. And then you do your count. Alright, you do your secret maneuver. Alright, it's 2. And that's the ace of clubs. That's 3. That's the ace of clubs, ace of diamonds. And that's 4. And so what that also does is what I was just doing as an extra prover. And so you flip this back up to reinsure that it is the 4 aces. You don't have to do that. That's just a subtlety, another convincer for them to think that it's real. There's the 4 aces. We drop that off onto the pack. So it's 4 random cards in this hand and the 4 aces on top of the deck. Okay, in case you didn't catch this before, that's what's happening. Okay, you take those 4 random cards. You don't show your audience like this. No, you just spread them out like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All inside the deck, just like so. Alright, and then you can see, once again, you spread through the deck. And then you pull that one down. You pull that one down. You pull that one down. And you pull that one down. Okay? You don't even have to pull it down. All you can do, so here, let me put 4 up. It doesn't matter at this point which 4 they are, because, it doesn't matter which 4 they are because they, don't matter. The spectator doesn't know that they're not the 4 aces. But this is just for demonstration purposes. If you cannot get the pull down, which is okay, it takes practice. You can just do this. You spread through, say, there's an ace, there's another ace, there's another ace, and there's another ace right there. While those are sticking out, and then you just tap these in. And you can even have them push them in. You just tell them, here, push these in. And give them a little motion of what they're supposed to do. And then they push them in. Bada bing, bada boom, the trick's done. Some magical way you can add in the shuffle if you'd like. You don't have to. Yeah, sorry. Whew. But yeah, just like that. And then just like that, the 4 aces magically come to the top. If there are any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments below. While you're down there, you might as well hit the like and subscribe while you're down there. Maybe the share button too, so another person, another friend that you like or don't like, can learn some magic with you. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace. Have a blessed night.